Having 110 plus locations across the country and servicing various markets across and a diversified portfolio, and having grown through acquisitions, we inherited pretty much anything that you can think of. So backup, archive, in general, smart way of managing our data and its footprint was the key challenge. Having lost data in the recent years, having too much reliance on local people, the traditional ways of doing it in a linear fashion, those are some of the key challenges for us to consider. But what we were really interested was something that was truly born in the cloud and was optimized to handle the efficiencies of a cloud as an infrastructure per se, and can give us a single state of affairs to look at. So it wasn't just to bring a consistent, predictable state for our current base business, but also as we continue to grow and acquire, how do we bring these new entities on board? And how smartly can we handle that? When we talk about mergers and acquisitions and how effectively we can bring those entities on board, at the core of it, we are a consulting organization, and the lowest common denominator of our revenue and the building block is the billable hour. So when you look at that, how effectively we can bring them on and how do we keep them operational beyond the integration, that's important to us. So I think having a platform like Druva is now allowing us to really help them help us and help the cause in general. We can look at some of those data loss prevention scenarios. We can look at some data integrity scenarios. We can look at some seasonality in a business, how data grows and shrinks over a period of time. So absolutely, I think there was an aha moment, once we had about 40 terabytes in to say, hey, there's a lot more we can do with this. Yes, when we talk about technology and we look at anywhere from tape drives to NAS appliances and backing up offsite to these USB-based hard drives, and then on the software side we had anywhere from backup exec, you name it. So there was no single pane of glass that we could look at and say, hey, where are we with our data? Are we backing it up? Is it secure? Who owns what, how much of it, and then more importantly, what's active data versus some of the data that's not being used and we're still treating it all the same. I think when we look at Druva as a partner, a couple of things that have really that have hit home are the transparency you folks are bringing to the table, and the ability for Druva to engage with the audience and, hey, what does the market wants versus what Druva wants? And I think that's one thing that really has struck home. And second, I think it's just the pace of innovation that we're intrigued with. There's a lot of effort going into keeping ahead of the curve, and that's important. It's important for our business.